All right, here's video 3. We're going to be working on setting tabs and indents. I think this is by far, if not the most, but one of the most beneficial tools to learn, and you will definitely take with you through high school, through college, and your adult life, whatever it may be when you're working on Word document. There's a couple ways to do this. I'm going to just go with the book, but I'll show you another way. Tabs and indents can be tricky too. I think a lot of students get them mixed up. Make sure we have our ruler available. Tabs have to do with this over here, and this has changed. We used to be able to, when you clicked, it would show left, right, whatever it may be. Just know that an arrow pointing to the right is actually a left tab stop. So it jumps over, so everything is even on the left, and then it would be uneven on the right. When I click twice, that is a right tab stop. So everything is perfectly even lined up on the right side, and then it goes on to the left. So I'm going to click this so it goes back to my left alignment right now. Indents are dragging. I call it the hourglass. Honestly, it's the ruler. I'm not exactly sure the technical term. Anyway, I think it's called the ruler indicator. We'll get there. The first thing I want you to do is something you need to remember is you must select the information first before you tab or drag the ruler. So always highlight the information first. So we're going to click to the right of product name. Actually, I want us to do this first. I'm sorry. Click the non-special characters button. Okay, the non-special characters button. We're dealing with this stuff right here. We're going to be adding a little information. So click to the right of product name. And we're going to press the tab key. This is our indicator to show us that we have pressed the tab key. Type item number. Press the tab key. Type price. The crazy thing is, let me press the tab key. You can't even see it. I know that looks funny, but it's just the way things are lined up right now. So it is there. After we press type price, we're going to press return and type the following. Canoe kit. This is O, capital OD dash 555 tab. Tab, capital OD dash 556. Oh my goodness, sorry. Tab. I'm going to get rid of that extra return there. Okay, so those are our 3 lines. Another thing you can do, we're going to click far enough left to highlight this line. I'm going to have you hold down the shift key. While you're holding down the shift key, arrow down with your actual arrows. 1, 2. There's another way that you can select multiple lines at the same time. All right, we have our tabs set. I know you can barely see that one there, but they're all set. 1 tab in between. This is not going to jump. It's always our first tab indicator. So the very first thing, these are all uneven, but item number and then the actual item numbers are going to be lined up perfectly, one side or the other. The first thing we're going to do is set a tab at the 2.5 inch mark. So I'm going to show you really quick a different way. If this is all confusing, you can always go to Format, Tabs, and you can type in the number, left, right, whatever it may be, and hit OK. We're going to do it the way the book tells us to. Again, this is left. If it's not left, make sure it's left. What we do here is physically just click. It said the first one to click at 2.5. I clicked right on the 2.5 in the ruler, and there we go. My first tab is set at 2.5. The second tab, I'm going to make a right tab. So I'm going to click up here twice until I have the arrow going the other way. So everything's lined up perfectly on the right side, and I'm setting it at 5. So I click once and look here, lined up perfectly on the right side, a little uneven on the left. So that is a left and right tab stop. Okay. Next, let's just select this line right here and make it bold. And let's Command Save. Next thing, indents. We have a couple different types of indents. So if you hold your cursor, I'm going to just click to deselect anywhere. If you hold your cursor over this, we have the first line indent, we have the hanging indent, we have a left indent, we have a couple different indents. So if I hold my cursor over the very bottom, that's my left indent. It's whatever I select, the whole entire text moves left. When I hold my cursor over this middle one, I don't like this. It's actually called the hanging indent. What that means, you'll see this on like works cited pages. Everything but the first line shifts over to the right wherever you drag it. Now on our new version of Word, it shows up as left margin, but it is actually the hanging indent. If you hold your cursor over the top, that's the first line, so that kind of be like equivalent to like hitting the tab key when you read in chapter books or anything with paragraphs and you have that first line indented over a little bit. So make sure when you select your text, it's very important to know exactly where your cursor is when you're dragging this stuff over. So the first thing we're going to do is scroll through and select Stable Ride all the way through, whoops, wrong line, all the way through those 4 lines. So Stable Ride and Easy to Build and the quotes that go with them. So the first thing we're going to do is we can actually increase the indent a little bit as well. We haven't done this one yet. So if you hold your cursor over this arrow to the right, that's increase and that's decrease. So we're going to increase the indent just a little bit. There we go. Click it once. Perfect. Okay, so now with this still selected, hold your cursor again. It's over the hanging indent, but it's that middle marker. Whoops, I'm not there yet. It's that middle marker. And of course, now it's reading something else because we already did something like a left indent, but make sure it's right over the middle. And I am going to drag, notice just the bottom 2 are moving, not the top, just the bottom 2. And I'm referring to the up top and the ruler. And you'll notice when you look at the text, just the bottom line's moving, not that top line. I'm going to drag this all the way over to the 2-inch mark and release. Okay. We also have something called the right indent. So tabs, indent. So I'm going to drag my right indent with this text still selected. I'm going to drag my right indent to the left at 5.5 and release. Okay. There are, it's a little too short for me. Let's leave it at the 6. I'm not going to follow the book exactly. Let's leave it at the 6. Okay, perfect. The next thing we're going to do is select the last 3 lines in the document once again. I'm going to make, again, when I hit the increase indent, it shifts it over that far, which is about a 1/2 inch. I don't want it quite a 1/2 inch. We're going to do a left indent of 1/4 of an inch. So I am going to go to the bottom, which is the left indent, and I'm going to drag it over just a little bit. And there we go. That is a 1/4 of an inch, and you can see that with that equivalent to there. Okay, so those are tabs and indents. Again, these are probably the most confusing, but we'll work through them. Go ahead and click to deselect anywhere and quick save, Command S, and we'll be ready for the last video.